Naganayani, a former student of SNV, would like to donate her first scholarship money to Swamiji's Tribal School.
Director sir, Chairman sir, Managing Committee member, Colonel Nanda and Mrs. Nanda ma'am. It's great pleasure and privilege to have Swamiji with us. Since the inception as he visits, I have felt it and I can express that there is a energy which will be induced by the Swamiji the day he steps in. Until he comes, it gets revived. Another few moments which I have expressed is first presence when I was in Jagdalpur. I have expressed already last year. I cannot say it's again. I should thanks Almighty as well as Swamiji's presence makes us to get more and more directions and energy to work better and better wherever we are. I just have one request to Swamiji. Last year also I have requested to just deliver on certain points. How to inculcate the positive attitudes in our teenage children. With the help of spirituality, I think it may work because our teachers have put a hard work and effort. There is something which needs to be induced from your blessing. Swamiji, with this I conclude. Jai Sriman Narayana! Jai Sriman Narayana! Jai Sriman Narayana!
Now, I humbly request Swamiji to bless all of us and inspire our hearts, minds with his thought-provoking, encouraging and spiritual words.
आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। प्रिय भगत बंधु and also the children of Sankirtan, we offer our Mangala Dasanams to you all for extending your services for good education. How education is improved? There is a saying in Sanskrit, Spardaya Vardhate Vidya. Vidya, the education, Vardhate, will be increased. By what? Spardaya. If there is competition, then you can grow. If there is any person to compete you in some or other aspect, then you try to raise your energies. You try to improve your quality. You try to enrich your own abilities. If there is no person to compete, then you become passive. We need a competitor, but that should be a healthy competition. Sometimes you know what competition does? When we try to compete others, we try to pull them down. We may not be raising up, but we try to pull others down. This is common tendency of human beings. Just before coming here, somebody was asking us, Swamiji, how can we believe in God? Somebody was asking. I said, it's easy to believe God in animals because they don't feel ego. It's easy to believe God in trees because they don't have arrogance. It's easy to believe God in birds because they're pretty pure. It's very easy to believe God in very little infant kids because they're as pure as God. As we grow, we develop a kind of ego. We develop a kind of possessiveness. That's why it's very difficult to believe the existence of God in human beings. Man thinks that he is so clever. Man thinks he is so brilliant. Man thinks he is very wise. That's why it's very difficult to find the existence of God in human beings. Right? Be free from ego. Be free from arrogance. Be obedient. Be receptive. God will be with you. God helps you always. And by the help of God, you can raise to the extent possible. The moment you are rooted to God, you can raise to any extent. You can reach even the stars. You can always grow up when you are strongly rooted to God. Understand? Rooting to God doesn't mean that you have to sit always in front of the deity and keep doing Om Kedavaya Namaha, Om Narayana Namaha, Om Madhavaya Namaha, Om Govindaya. When people think believing in God means sitting before the deity, chanting the prayers, doing the bhajans, and offering the flowers and so on and so forth, right? That is also a part of, yes, remembering the presence of God. But my children, doing our duty well, and also keeping ourselves obedient. This is always being with God. As all of you must be knowing a wonderful sloka, I think probably we learned it earlier. Vidya dadati vinayam. The whole purpose of education is giving obedience, benevolence. When we are benevolent, people automatically will give priority to us. Vinayati yati patratam. When you've been prioritized, you get every benefit. Patratvat dhanam. You can get everything, money, what not, everything. But what to do with the money again is a big problem. What do we do with money? Dhanat dharma, tataha sukham. You want to live happily. You want to enjoy peace. Money should always lead us to do righteous things. What we call as dharma. Do good. What is that good? What is the meaning of good? Something may be good to me and it may not be good to you. Something you feel good may not sound good to me. Good and bad is always a relative thing. Right? What I feel today good may not be good tomorrow. Just like the news in the media. They give something today and tomorrow some other flow will come and it will be floated. Like in that case, reality. How do we decide what is good and what is bad? Society always needs something. Energy. To run the masses. To run the economy. To run the politics. To run everything in the society. What is the important ingredient? Is energy. Energy comes from people only. From young blood, the energy comes. So it is the end who are to be guided, who are to be directed as power. They have to act upon the things that arise at times. But to do any activity, my children, there must be, or probably there is always something which is base. Not crossing the base, you can do anything you want. You are a student. You have a framework to move in. What is the framework for you as a student? What is the important work you have to do? Whether you are home, or whether you are school, or maybe you are somewhere else. What is the important activity of yours? What is your first duty? Learn. Learn. Acquire knowledge. What is the duty of a student? Yes, acquiring knowledge is the first duty of a student. Sometimes you may be home, sometimes you may be in school. But wherever you are, try to get something good. Try to acquire knowledge. It is said, Kshanataha Kanasaschaiva Vidya Ardhamcha Sadhayet. Don't waste even a split of second while acquiring the knowledge. Keep on acquiring, keep on possessing the good knowledge. Use every second to get it. Two things are to be possessed like that. One is the knowledge and other is the money. Earn every pie. Don't lose any single pie. But remember, while acquiring knowledge, don't waste a second. While possessing money, don't waste a single pie. Kshanathyage kuto vidya. Kanatyage kuto dharma. If you lose a pie, a single pie, do you have a rupee? Do you have 100? Do you have 1,000? People think, oh, one pie is not important. But somebody has given you 1,000 rupees and just one pie has been taken away back. What happens? Will 1,000 be there then? How much will be there? 999.99 only. It's not 1,000. After all, you lost only a pie. What difference it makes? After all, one pie. But even if you lose a single pie, yes, your 1,000 is gone. You may be having 999, but not 1,000. In the same way, even if you lose a single second, you lose the real knowledge. Don't waste a single second when you are young, when you are a child. In olden days, my kids, you must be knowing, students used to go to residential schools like yours. All the 24 hours a day. There, I think they never used to have a timetable like you have to start the class at 8:45 and 12:30 it was a break for lunch, and again 1 they were starting the class again, and 4:30 is again break, and again next. They never used to have times like that. But the students used to be with the teachers all through the day. Because it's not through a book they used to teach. They used to teach the life, not the book. Nowadays, of course, we crush the books and then make a juice and then we simply drink it. So that we can vomit it any time we want. But in olden days, they never depended upon the books. The teacher was always a master. Used to have everything here in his hard disk. So he was always in a position to say something to the student. While he was taking bath, he used to teach something. While he was eating, that also was used for teaching something. They never wasted time. Looks like they are not really sitting with the book and mugging up the subject. But they used to learn always. It was a process of learning. Not only just learning, but learning with patience. Nowadays we have no patience, you see. We are very, very unstable. Just like sparrows. We can't sit in a place quiet for a moment. No stability. Always moving. Because the system we are inculcating is that only spare 40 minutes. Change it. No question of focusing on one subject beyond 40 or 5 or maybe 1 hour. No. You need to change. You're forced to change. What happens then? No stability. No focus. Your mind always demands to change. Once upon a time, I think we met with a cinema producer. Probably you know the producer who made Annamaya. What was his name? Who made Ramdas? Somebody else. Okay? So we met with him, and then he said, Swamiji, nowadays our movie system is changed. Mostly our village people see the movies. Right? So, they are working somewhere in their fields. Suddenly they want to see the movie and they come and join half the way. But still they want to know or they want to enjoy afresh. If they have a single story from beginning to the end, they just can't enjoy it. Because story is already passed and something is now running, something maybe, run later. If they come half of the way, how do they understand what happened from the beginning? So our movies are designed in such a way. You enter the hall, you have just a fresh scene, not related to the previous scene, not related to the next scene, and it will be just for 5 minutes. Next the scene will be changed. No question of continuing anything. Every 5 minutes it's a fresh episode. Looks like a single movie, but every 5 minutes it's a fresh episode. So, let you peep into the hall, you have something fresh, get out, fresh. Unfortunately, our education system also made this difference. When we were studying, when we were young, with our acharyas, with our gurus, we used to sit with our guru morning at about 7 o'clock. And the lesson they used to teach till 12:30. 7 to 12:30, how many hours? 5.5 hours. And the teacher never used to move. We were really not able to sit, study. But the teacher never used to move, study, sit, and used to teach. But of course, teaching also was not boring in those days. Though it was the same subject for 5.5 hours, but they never made the lesson a boring one, entertaining. entertaining. And again they used to start the lesson after the lunch. Say at about 1:30. And again the lesson used to go up to 6:30. How many hours? 5 hours. One subject. But they take you into deeper levels of the subject. They show so many things, so many wonders. That is how the system of education was there in Gurukula. But of course, when our time came, it was highly diluted. But previously, my God, I think we don't know how they were studying. You will be able to at least focus on something for more number of hours. Nowadays, we are not. Sit for half an hour and then we start the movie. Even if we sit because the principal is there or because some others are there, our mind keeps rotating around the premises or somewhere else it goes. Focus on some topic. Learn everything about it. Which helps you in focusing not only on subject but also on the life, but also on the society. So the students were given proper training so that they will be able to focus upon different issues and able to analyze and able to recap and able to judge the essence and then able to decide the future. That was the Gurukula. They used to stay in Gurukula for 12 years. That was the normal time. But coming out of the Gurukula, they used to make their own living. No question of entrance test. No question of other exams. No question of other trainings. So the 12 years period which the teachers used to choose in Gurukula, I think was such a great, and they used to make him all perfect, able to adjust with any kind of situation, able to face anything in the life, but able to judge things on his own and able to step forward, helping the society. How does it happen? If you are able to understand the surroundings around, if you are able to understand the people around. This was the purpose of Vidya. This was the place where people are made, not machines are made. Gurukula, I think, probably was the place where people are made. But nowadays, we are making degrees, we are making ranks, but not really people. We are seeing today in the society, people, they come up with good certificates, they come up with good marks, but very tense. Even a little change here and there happens in the society, they are not able to adjust. They simply shake. They shake themselves, they shake the society also. That's the kind of environment we are experiencing nowadays in the society, right? No question whether they are educated or uneducated. Nowadays we are seeing, you see my children, probably you are also reading all the papers, because you almost donated 17,000 for the school for blind, which comes out of your paper sale, right? Not a small amount. That means you are reading very, very hard through the newspapers. What are you seeing in the newspapers? Scams. This scam and that scam and this scam. Every scam is in thousands of crores. Who made all these things? The so-called educated mobs. Otherwise, is it possible to make such a big scam? You know? So, educated mobs are there in the society, but they are not really helping the country. They are not really looking at the future of the country in which they born, in which they grew up, in which they are living. You are seeing many a field, many things, not only just, I am talking about the business guys and politicians and media, whatnot, everything. When you are coming from a family, you need to take care of your family, right?